Well, we've seen a lot of data coming in today with a lot of action out in the tropics. Now growing increasingly likely that we will see a Imelda developing at some point, potentially late Friday into Saturday, and also now bringing increasing threats of some tropical impacts into our area.
Yeah, it's something we're continuing to be watching overnight and throughout the day today. So far, we've continued to see a slight shift in that data a little bit more to the west, which was going to start to bring a little bit more impacts to our area. Again, Tropical Storm Umberto not posing a threat to us here in the U.S.
Yeah, I know it's kind of confusing because we've been talking about two systems for a couple of days here. So let's just kind of clear it up for you, clean it up for you. Here is Umberto. It's on its way to becoming a hurricane, but it is going to make that turn off to the north and not going to be an issue for the Carolinas. What may be is this system number 2, 90% chance of development. That one is the one we're going to focus on.
Yeah, all eyes continue to be on this. And as we take a look at some of the spaghetti models, you can see Imelda likely is going to form. We could see a tropical depression and then a tropical storm form as we head into the day tomorrow and through the weekend. Now we're really starting to see models kind of come together. There was a lot of uncertainty yesterday when it came to the models, and today really starting to see that westward turn and then starting to make some impacts along the southeast U.S. coast.
Yeah, but there's still a lot of uncertainty here. We've got a spread from basically the Outer Banks all the way down to South Georgia. We also have some that kind of get close to land but then make a hard turn. All of those options are still on the table as we head into that Monday and Tuesday time frame of next week. So these are the spaghetti models. Let's talk about the two that everybody always wants to know about.
Yeah, the GFS model finally today really started to pick up on Imelda, and you can see, again, Umberto staying well away from us here in the U.S. However, Imelda going to start to kind of looking like it's continuing to bring some impacts as we head into early next week.
Yeah, the time frame for this is late Monday. Umberto may be a Category 3, maybe even a Category 4 hurricane out here. But again, that's not what we're worried about. It's going to be turning north at that point. Far enough away from Imelda, though, that it's going to be kind of out here on its own. And this is, again, the GFS model showing a strong tropical storm, potentially a hurricane somewhere near the coast as we head into late Monday. The good news and the bad news is that the European model actually agrees pretty well.
Yeah, they're both really starting to show some agreements, which is a sign where it's something we're continuing to really keep a close eye on. Now, what we're also keeping a close eye on is the actual intensity. There's still a lot of time to go, and I think as we head into the weekend, that is going to become a lot more clear. But whether we see a tropical storm or whether we see a Category 1 or 2 hurricane, that's still a question up in the air.
Yeah, it certainly is. But the bottom line is, again, Umberto, not the one we're having to worry about. Imelda, which will develop, is the one that's going to be getting all of our attention. So we've seen enough data today coming in indicating at least the threat that we've kind of bumped us up from aware into prepare, from basically Savannah up to the Outer Banks of North Carolina.
Yeah, and when it comes to preparing, this is the time now where you want to make sure your hurricane plan is really set in place, and if you need to use it, you're prepared to use it. And then consider all possible things. We still, again, have a couple of days left, and you want to make sure every single step is set in stone. So if you do have to take action, you're ready.
Yeah, you know, there may be some schedule changes. There may be some school issues. There may be some business issues. If childcare is an issue for you, now's the time to kind of start thinking about that. If you have some travel plans, maybe up and down the Carolinas or through the Carolinas early next week, not saying to change, not saying to cancel, but just start thinking about potential alternatives to those plans in case we do continue to see the confidence in impacts here in our area increasing. Of course, we're going to continue to keep you updated as often as we can as all that data continues to come in.
Especially as we are really going to constantly see changes over the next couple of days. We're constantly getting new data in. The First Alert weather app going to be the best tool to have. We'll be on air doing First Alert lives as well, kind of making sure that you're up to date. And again, if you have any questions, shoot us a message. We're always here for you.
Sounds great. We'll be back with the next update as soon as we get it.